Let's get it.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Are you ready? We the best. Let's get it. It's time!
Welcome back to another Sunday afternoon episode of Software Explorations. We are jumping into DevOps. I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win. Welcome everybody. How are you doing this Sunday afternoon? It is rainy down here in South Florida. It was somewhat sunny this morning, but now it is raining cats and dogs. Only raining cats and dogs, all right? Nothing else. It's a disclaimer, just a disclaimer, all right? So we are going to be getting into we're going to be getting into some more Docker stuff. I got my guy Yakar and Roxy in the building. Roxy is not a guy. Roxy is a very, very loyal supporter and fan. Shout out to Roxy and Yakar already here. We got some good topics that we're going to get into today. So welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so your car asked, where did we leave off last time? I think the container was running and you were exposing the ports. I think last time we actually got everything working on AWS. So this time, today, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be looking into Docker networking, and we're going to be trying to set up the microservice. I am slightly under the weather. I haven't been feeling my son, he's had a cold or something for the past couple of days. He spread it to the family, so slightly under the weather. But guess what? Guess what? We don't miss. That's you are still getting feedback. All right, hold on one second. Let me see. Let me see what's going on here. All right, I'm testing it out to see what's going on. All right, I reset the interface and tried it on the iPad. It sounds better. Let me know if it messes up again, and I'll do it over again. But thank you, Yakar. So I was saying, shout out to Roxy and Yakar for being here early. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you.
And like I said, I'm feeling a bit under the weather, so we're going to get through the show. But we don't miss. We don't miss. All right. So, let's get into a little bit of housekeeping real quick, and then we shall continue. We'll be getting into it. So, like I was saying, we're going to be working on Docker networking as well as setting up the microservice using the in 28 minutes repo for the course that we're taking. And any questions, stuff like that, follow along. And during the break, we have some pretty good conversations, right? So the first thing that I want to talk about during the break is going to be yesterday, one of the people that I'm coaching, we were working through deploying a Node app through Azure Web Apps. That was an interesting thing with Azure. That was my first time actually ever logging into Azure. Then I want to talk about a tale of two conversations during the second break. And then the third break, I want to share a video of something that made me think, it was a very interesting video that your car sent me. That I was like, this reminds me of someone. So we'll talk about that. All right. So with that being said, we are going to get started with our housekeeping for today. So first and foremost, as I always like to do, I say a big thank you to all of the newest subscribers to the channel, as well as the subscribers who have been hanging with me and having a lot of fun learning this tech stuff on this tech journey with me. So I appreciate you all.
I appreciate you.
And I want to say a big salute and shout out to all of the tech savages. That includes the tech barbarians, the tech prodigy members, the technical explorers. Shout out to the tech mercenaries, those YouTube members who help support the channel. And shout out to the bag chasers as always.
Money.
And I would be remiss if I was to leave out the one, the only. Well, that doesn't sound right, but shout out to the tech pookies. There's not only one tech pookie, but shout out to the king of the tech pookies. Shout out to all the tech pookies out there getting in that work day in and day out. All right. So do me a big favor though. If you are new to the channel and you are, and you enjoy this type of tech content, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live and drop new content. And check out techcoachralph.dev, where I have exclusive content not here on YouTube. Some of the content is free, some of it is for a tiered membership, but we do a lot of different things in there. Yesterday, I had a Google Meet where I was helping me and one of the people that I'm coaching to try to deploy. It was a project that I gave them to try to deploy. They got their Azure certification, but I said, you know what? In addition to the certification, I need you to go and actually use it. So try to deploy this Node app that I created, and we're working through that. All right. So we do that. I have the sprint reviews. I'm going to upload that video tomorrow, so that you can watch it back and see the type of things that we're doing. That was my first time actually ever logging into Azure, but we got a lot further than before. So we're gonna do another session where we're gonna finish it off. But it was really cool. Very great experience to work with someone through that. Like I said, you get the certifications, but now that you have the certification, how do you actually apply it? So that's what we were working on. And I also have after the show today, have Scrum Night with the Tech Barbarians. So you're gonna get that sprint review next week. So a lot of different things happening in there. I'm also going to be uploading a video on like the different tools that you can use to research companies, to research jobs, things of that nature. So, a lot of content in there. That's techcoachralph.dev. You can also sign up for one-on-one coaching where we can run it up together. All right. Because there are no days off. There are absolutely no days off. All right. So that being said, let me jump into the live show schedule real quick. So we have on Saturday mornings, we have the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show. And that's where we review the weekly economic numbers. We take a look at how the job market is doing. We take a look about the consumer price index, the producer price index, the consumer sentiment surveys, all of that good stuff to see how people feel about the economy, how much people are paying for stuff, how much producers are paying for stuff, all of that good stuff. Sometimes we even discuss a little bit of price gauging, but not too much because that conversation tires me out. But that is what we do on Saturday mornings, Mondays and Wednesday mornings between 7:15 and 7:45. We do our morning show, Coffee and Kata, where we review some news articles. We have a cup of coffee, and we also do our mobile development. We are working through adding some features to the time cost calculator, where we have the hours field and the minutes field, so that can accurately calculate how much money it's costing us to spend time on a particular activity. So that's what we are working on in the mornings. We have Sunday afternoons, software explorations. We are working on DevOps, so definitely that's what we're doing today, working through the microservices and Docker and things of that nature. And then we have on Tuesday nights our Q&A show, where you have questions, we have answers. When I say we, I mean me, Tech Coach Ralph, and the AI clone of Tech Coach Ralph, where we answer questions that you may have. Then Thursday nights we have software explorations, where we have been working on our Urban Dictionary for economic data. Right now we're building the API. so that we can connect the front end to the back end, and so that on Saturday mornings we don't have to use our ghetto Google Doc. We can actually use the React website that we're building for that. All right, so that is our live show schedules. Next up, we have our pre-recorded content. We have Mondays. We have candid conversations, where I just share what's on my mind. Last week we spoke about how everything matters. This week, I'm going to be talking about a mindset of, guess what? They need you more. And that's the mindset that I always approach with whatever it is that I'm doing. Wednesdays, we have software explorations. Last week, we took a deeper dive into Kubernetes. And this week, we're going to be talking about what the hell are sprint reviews anyways. I'm always talking about sprint reviews. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I never actually broke down what the sprint reviews are. So I'm going to be breaking down what sprint reviews are, why they're important. And then we're just going to have a whole Scrum series, like Scrum meeting ceremony series, where we're breaking down the different type of meetings that we have. And then we have Fridays, we have the bug bite. Last week we spoke about the Medicare data leak, data hack. This week we're going to be talking about an Apple Vision Pro, something that could cause, like, it was, I guess it was a bug. I don't know how to classify it, but somehow that hackers could get access to your passwords based on your eye movement for the Apple Vision Pro. All right, so that is the pre-recorded, and we also have some shorts and clips from the Q&A show that we release Monday through Friday as well. So something for everyone. So sign up, subscribe to the channel. So much stuff that is being released, just so that you can catch up and you can have some fun in this tech space. And that concludes our housekeeping for today. So welcome to Software Explorations. We are talking about DevOps. Let me check what's going on in the chat. What? Are you serious? Hold on. All right, I guess we'll just have to do it this way. I just checked it before the show. I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe I have to restart, but whatever. We'll do it with this. How does it sound right now? All right, we'll do this. We'll do it that way. Sucks, but it is what it is. Let's get rid of the mic. We'll figure it out. Now I have bad sound quality overall, but it is what it is. So let me check the chat and see what we got going on. Let's see here. We got Javi in the building. What's up, Javi? How you doing today? Let's see. Your car says ghetto Google Doc ABC Inc. is like, how dare you?
How dare you?
All right, let's see what we got going on. Says just check the levels on your interface. I think it is down. Let me try one more time. Let's see what happens. We're gonna try one more time. Let's see. If it messes up again, then I'm giving up on it. But let me know how it sounds, your car. messes up again, then I'm giving up on it. But let me know how it sounds. As of now, it sounds okay, but if anything changes, then it's out of there. All right, let's see. Let's figure it out. So, let's get to work. All right, so I'm gonna put up a first 20 minutes on the clock.
It's time to do.
So what we're going to be going through today, we're going to be looking at, all right, so I did a video on microservices on a Wednesday, but you do a quick overview of microservices, and then we're going to talk about Docker networking, and then we're going to actually try to deploy we could say deploy the microservice app that the repo that we're using has. And then we're going to also think about, is there any way that we can customize it? And then we'll see if we can, we'll think about if we can deploy it to AWS. So that is what we'll be looking into with AWS to be deploying the, your guard says is ready to destroy the mic like a rock artist destroys his guitar during a performance. I don't think it's the mic. It's not the mic. It has to be the interface, but whatever. It's been a long weekend. So, all right. So let's go over here real quick. So let's do a quick look of what is a microservice, right? So microservices are software development approach is a software development approach that breaks large applications into smaller independent services that communicate with each other. Microservices are often used to speed up application development and make them easier to scale. Here are some characteristics of microservices. Independent. Each microservice has its own business logic and database. So basically, what this part means is that if you have API for let's use our dictionary app, right? Let's say you have an API for the dictionary and you have a database for that dictionary. That's going to be its own microservice. Let's say you have where users can log in and into this application for the dictionary. That's going to be its own microservice with its own database for like the user management and the database for the users and stuff like that. Let's say you have the front end where people can actually see the dictionary. That's going to be its own microservice as well. Not necessarily a database associated with the front end, but that the front end of the website will be pulling data from we'll be using the API for the user management, we'll be using the API for the dictionary, and whatever other microservice that's being used, so like it's endless possibilities. All right. So it says communicate through APIs. Microservices communicate with each other using well-defined APIs. Let's see. Owned by small teams, small self-contained teams own each microservice. And a team can own more than one microservice as well. So it's not like, because at the end of the pit, like if it's a really small company like a startup, they're not gonna have like a separate team for each microservice, but you can have like 2 or 3 microservices that belong to a team if they're related and things of that nature. Flexible developers can choose different types of databases or data storage technologies for each microservice. So this is very important, right? So you can have one microservice built on, let's say, Node.js, for instance. You could have another microservice built on Python based on whatever the need is for that microservice. Because if everything is being exposed over an API, it doesn't really matter what the underlying language that's using to build it. The same thing with the database. You can have one microservice using an SQL database. You can have another microservice using a Node database. It doesn't really matter because everything is just communicating via the API anyways. So that's how the information is being consumed. So that's a very, very important point. Using the best tool for the job is what's key. All right. Let's see. So microservices are also used in conjunction with DevOps practices, which allow teams to adapt quickly to user requirements. All right. So That is perfect. And like I said, we're working on DevOps, so that makes a lot of sense. Now, things to take into account with the microservice. You have networking that's involved, right? So when you're using Docker, you need to have communicating, like when two microservices are communicating with one another, that you need to have them in a network that they can actually go back and forth. You can pull data from one, send data to another. So we're going to be talking about Docker networking as well. So creating a Docker network so that they can be together. So I think the best way to do that, we're going to do it in a couple of different ways. We're going to do it manually. Starting up the applications and then connecting the two, and then we're also going to be doing it via Docker Compose. So let's look into that. Let me see. Let's go to, and I see that question in your car. We'll talk about that because that's a great question about the cost efficiency. We'll definitely talk about that. Let's go to, let me open up Docker. And I think we've been using Python. So let me open up PyCharm. Let me see something too. Okay, that works. Okay, just have to test this real quick. Weird. Okay. All right. So, let me open up a terminal as well. Is it sounding funny again in your car? So, let me open up a terminal as well. Is it sounding funny again in your car? All right. No mic because it is acting up. It's probably the interface, I suppose, but figure it out afterwards. All right, so let's get to it. We're gonna go over to I don't know. I'm still hearing the static. Watch. We'll try it out, your car. We'll try it out. We'll try it out. So let's go like that. All right. Let me know. Let me know. I still hear it. I'm getting rid of it, so it's gone. It's out of there. It's smashed. It's smashed. The interface. It's probably the interface, but whatever. All right. Let's get back to it. Let's not waste any more time. So let's go to over here. Let me open up a terminal as well. Docker's open. Oh, we have Docker running, so that's good. What did I do? What did I do? All right, so we're gonna do. Let's see, Docker network. So Docker network. So you can create a network. You can connect a container to a network. Oh, I didn't know you can do that. Like when that exists already. You could disconnect the container from a network. You could inspect the network. You can list the networks. You can remove unused networks. You can remove one or more network. So let's do network. Let's list. Oops. Let's list whatever networks we have. So none, host, hello world, Python default. That must have been with the Docker Compose file that we did in Bridge. So let's do a. Let's look for the microservice. Project, microservice. So if we, I thought they had this on, let me see. We could build it. We could build it, or so the way that this works says these simple microservices enable us to focus on learning the tools, Docker, Kubernetes, CI/CD, and build the infrastructure needed around typical microservices. Currency exchange services, if you ask it for the value of $1 in INR or Australian dollars in INR, the currency exchange service answers $1 US is 60 INR. The Australian dollar is 50 INR. Let's see. So what I'm gonna look for is docker.com. I would rather do this first with a existing container. And then use like the local one to build it up and stuff. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's see. So there they go right here. Okay, so I'd rather just take this first and make a I'm gonna do a pull on this repo. All right. And let's do Docker pull in 28-minute currency exchange service. All right, so we're gonna pull that. Manifest unknown. So they don't have a tag with the latest, so we'll have to do this right here. Okay. And then we're going to do the same with the repo for the currency conversion. All right, so now let's do Docker images. So we have the exchange and we have the conversion. 44 years ago. Jeez, Docker wasn't even out 44 years ago. Anyways, let's go to let's see if we just do Docker run name and we're going to give it a name of, which one needs to run first? Let me see. Docker run, and then we're going to call it currency exchange, and we're going to say on, I don't know what port it's looking for. Let's see. So we're gonna do this one on port 8000. And I'm getting that from over here. I'm looking at their Docker Compose file, and we're just gonna do this manually first. All right, we're just doing it manually first to see what we can get. All right, let's go back over here, and we're gonna do currency exchange. And then we're gonna say do it detached, and we're going to say, actually no, I'm not gonna do it detached in case we get errors. Let's see what's next. Docker name, currency exchange. Now we're gonna say, I didn't create the network yet, but let's see if we can attach it to the network afterwards. So let's say, I think that's everything. Let's go with let's see what happens here. So this is using Spring. So this is built on Java. Java is a Spring framework. Or Java uses the Spring framework. The Spring framework is built on Java. And looks like something has started up. So let's go over to, let's see what comes up over here. Localhost 8000, see if anything shows up. White label error, something not found. Okay, so what, is there a path we should be using over here? Let's see, currency exchange from. Let's see. Oops. Let's go to. Let's copy this right here.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
All right. Let's just see if this pops up. But we're gonna go to break. All right. So something shows up. So we have Europe to INR 8,000. So something is popping up. Well, I just went to localhost 8,000, and that's why nothing. That's why we got that error. But when I go to this actual URL, currency exchange from Europe to, I guess, Indian rubles or something like that, then we have this show up. So, so that microservice started. But let's go to break. Let's go to break, and then we'll come back to the next portion of the show, where the next segment where we are going to start up the currency conversion part and try to connect it to one another, and maybe like probably see. We'll probably need to connect the two containers together as well. So we'll start up the containers separately, and then we'll see how we can connect the containers. All right. So let's go to break. All right. So we are at break. We have malfunctioning equipment today, so that's a fail. However, I'm just gonna look at. Say, maybe it's time for a new interface. Who knows? Let's see. Might have to get a new one. We'll figure it out. Anyways. So, how's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? We are at break. Let me put up. Let me check the chat real quick. See what we got going on. Let's see here. And Javi says, it's user error for sure. And I'm going to say, with all due respect, kind of like your half guard.
Bruh.
Yeah, I went there. What you know about that? Your car says microservices are the node of interface. Let's see. There was a question your car had. Let me see. So your car had asked, is it cost efficient that way, or should you use one service as much as possible? I guess it depends on how you're hosting the microservice. So I didn't really I had trouble understanding microservices until I was going through it and see like what exactly the microservice is. And then when I was at work, I was looking at where we host our microservice for the application that we work on, and they have inside of like Elastic Container Services, they'll have like all the different microservices under one what's the term for it, under one cluster, right? So then they have all these microservices under there, which I'm like, oh, okay, this makes a lot more sense now. So I don't know the cost efficiency of it, of which I do know though, like doing it under a monolithic application, it's very heavy, and if you want to deploy the application, everything has to be deployed. Compared to with the microservice, you can just deploy that one thing that you like, that one service, and then you don't have to affect all the other services. So I don't know about the cost efficiency yet, but once we like with the quotes application, when we change that over to a microservice, we're gonna find out the cost of that. So we'll see. Let's see. Your car says, calm down, we get it, it's break time. Let's see. How are you? I am a little sick, and I'm a little sick, and I'm very annoyed by the microphone acting up. I thought that it was resolved, but apparently not. So I think it's the interface, because every time I unplug the interface and then I plug it back in, it works just fine. And then after a little while, it starts to go crazy again. But you know, we get through it. We get through it. But thank you so much for asking, Roxy.
I appreciate you.
His black tea, Ralph. I was gonna put on a hoodie, but I was like, I'm not that cold, so I don't know. But I'm doing good. All right, so let's get to this. Let's get to this first break time topic real quick. So let me put up 5 minutes for this. So yesterday, I was on Google Meet with one of the people that I'm coaching, and so the person I'm coaching, they're working on getting their Azure certifications, and they got the certifications. They got one so far. They're working on the second one. But I was like, you know what? I also want you to do this project where it's like, all right, I want you to deploy the quotes application to Azure the same way that we deployed it using Elastic Beanstalk. So they're like, okay, how do I do that? So I looked up to see what is the equivalent to Elastic Beanstalk, and they said it's Azure Web Apps. I'm not use Azure Web Apps. So they were trying, and they were having some trouble with it. So I said, all right, let's set up a call for about an hour and a half, and we can work through it together. And that was my first time using Azure. But that's what I tell you guys. Like, I've never logged into Azure, but I have the documentation on how to do it, and I can probably figure it out. So we're working through it, and it's we ran into a lot of different roadblocks. So then I'm like, I ended up trying to create a Azure account, and it was like, just to create the account. And you know, when Ferris talking about how much he loves Azure, I'm like, I don't know, maybe because AWS has been there for so long that I'm just so used to it. I've been using it for so long. But just trying to sign up an account for Azure, they have this puzzle that makes absolutely no sense. So I'm like, all right, let me just use my existing Microsoft account, right? My Outlook account. And then I was able to, finally able to get in, and I go to deploy, and it's like, okay, you're getting some weird error about some resources. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. So we're working through it, and it just shows like what it reminded me of what I tell you guys over and over and over again, right? You can get a certification, but once like Mike Tyson says, like, everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. And just because the documentation says one thing, now you're dealing with GitHub and the web apps, and things are not deploying and stuff like that. And for me, I thought it was going to be like a one-to-one. It was going to be like a one-to-one when I deployed it using Elastic Beanstalk. It was pretty easy doing it through Elastic Beanstalk. It started the application right up and things of that nature. But what happened with this, like, it used the line. So when you're going through Microsoft Azure, to deploy an app from GitHub, it's going to create a GitHub action for you, and there was a line in there that said npm run build if it exists. So the build that's in the package.json file, I guess it's just not right. But I just wanted it to run the npm start command. So we ended up going into my Tech Barbarian's GitHub, and then updating the file, the GitHub action that Microsoft Azure created, or Microsoft Web Apps created, and we just changed it from npm run build to npm run start. And then we ran it again, deployed it again, and then all of a sudden we got a different error message, but it was an error message that I was welcome to see, because now it's like, all right, we don't have the issue building anymore. Now we just need like the database connection information. We need the environment variables and stuff like that, which that is something that now I'm much more like, now I know where to go from here. So now we're gonna have to figure out, all right, where do I store these variables in Microsoft Azure? and can we connect to the database, all stuff of that nature. It was pretty much saying that the database URL now can't be null, which is something that I'm happy to see compared to getting issues trying to build the application. Some other things that happened that we noticed was it's so many different things that can happen when you're trying to learn, because everything you're doing, it gives you like segmented information, right? It gives you a little bit here, a little bit there, and it doesn't really put it all together. So now, if you're not familiar with Git or GitHub and things of that nature, now you're gonna have trouble deploying. So my expectations was because he has access to
Get a
my
move
repo.
on, back to work, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
So because he has access to my repository, I was expecting or assuming that he would be able to just deploy from it, but he wasn't able to see my repository in his Microsoft Azure. So so now, because of a limited knowledge in Git and things of that nature, having to clone the repo, push it to his repo, and then doing the deploy through there. So it's like so many different learning curves that so basically you don't know what you're going to run into until you actually do the work, is why I'm always encouraging everyone that I'm working with, everyone that I'm coaching, like, all right, get your tests, your certifications, stuff of that nature. And it's like, all right, now, once we actually start to do the work, we're going to run into so many different roadblocks, and we just have to find the detour to fix it, to figure it out, and go from there. So it was. I had a lot of fun working on it. I had a fun, first time using Azure. Eventually, in this DevOps course on Sundays, we're going to be getting into Microsoft Azure, but just having that. Just being able to go one-on-one with one of my tech barbarians, and like the call was open for anybody who wanted to join and see what we were doing, ask any questions, stuff like that. But I make it open so that, and I'm going to upload that video so that people can watch what we did, and like, although we're not finished, I took it as a success that we're able to get to the point that we're able to get to, and that my tech barbarian was able to actually get that far as well. So I don't know. It was a good session, and but like I always say, there's gonna be so many obstacles and roadblocks that you're not going to expect just by going through, like, studying for a test, studying for a course. It is so essential that you have hands-on knowledge. Like, I'm gonna ask Roxy a question real quick, right? When you were in nursing school, right? All of the theory and stuff like that you learned in the books, and like whatever you did in the classroom, right? How did that compare to either maybe your first day in clinicals on the floor, or your first day actually working as a nurse on the floor? Like, what you learned in the books compared to what happened in real time. How did that compare? So if we were to compare what you learned in class, in the books, versus what you learn in the clinicals, versus what you learned when you were on the floor on your own, handling everything. If you could share what was that, the differences between like those three, and that's how like I see it as when it's like what you learn in a course or a boot camp or things like of that nature, what you learn versus when you are working on your own side project and trying to learn things from yourself, doing, like, let's say you're doing some type of automation where you're going through, like, trying to automate Amazon or some airline company, versus when you are in, like, when you get hired and, like, okay, now you actually have to perform, and there's timelines and time frames and things of that nature. And Roxy says it's real life is very different. 100%, totally agree with you. And that's what I'm always trying to express to the people that I'm working with, that I'm coaching, like, what you're going to experience in real life is totally different than going through a lab or going through a course, working on your own side project and things of that nature. So thank you so much for the feedback, Roxy. All right, we are gonna wrap up this break, but I just want to highlight Roxy's comment. Says real life is very different. A dummy can't compare with human anatomy. Thank you so much. And that's just to show that it goes across every field, totally different in what you encounter. Because I mean, with with Roxy, it's like life or death situations. However, in tech as well, though, it can be life or death situations as well. Because imagine if you have a bug in like the technology for a pacemaker, or for like when I think it was Nissan, I forgot which car company it was, but when the I think it was Toyota actually, when you would press on the accelerator and then or the brake, and it would accelerate faster and stuff like that, or like the Volkswagen CEO who blamed the engineers. So with the medical stuff, it can be like immediate, but in the tech space, people can also die because of software defects and things of that nature. So we got to be like really, really careful. We got to be on point. We got to be, so just wanted to share that. All right. So with that being said, we are going to get to our next segment of the show. Let's get to it.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right, so we have this one up right here. So this is going from let's say if I change, I'm changing the URL from USD to NIR. Can I change this from USD to EUR? Let's see what happens. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. So maybe it only goes to INR. I don't know. Let's go to, let me see. So what I did was in the URL, I'm just playing around with this to see what happens, but EUR to, maybe they can only go to, yep, it seems like they only go to INR. But let's say we leave it as USD. Conversion multiple, let me go EUR again. So conversion multiple is 75 for EUR. It's 65 for USD. All right, cool. So now what we're gonna do, we're going to go back over here, and I'm going to open up another. I want to open up another tab, and I want to do Docker images. I'm gonna throw in some Linux real quick, right? I wonder if I could do grep star currency. Let's see if this works. Let me see. I always get these crazy ideas right in the middle of doing stuff. Let's see. Linux command line grep regex. So what I want to do, I only wanted to show us the the ones for currency. So if I do search for a line containing at least one period, no. Grep Docker images. Grep all right, maybe next time. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, right? But let's go over to here. I'm not familiar with grep enough yet to use it, so I will accept my own criticism. Let's go to here, and now, so we have currency conversion. We're gonna do Docker run, and we're gonna say name currency conversion and port. We're gonna do 8100 because that's what the documentation said that it's at. 8100, and then we're going to say guess here, and then we'll take this as well. So that started. So also using Java, Spring Boot. So now, if we go to here, well, we go to localhost 8100. You also get this white label error page. So that, I think this is a generic Spring Boot error right here. So not really worried about that. All right, so now if we look here, or not here, we look here, it should be from EUR. So let's copy this right here. Now the question is though, it's not connected to the, to this microservice. So what are we gonna get when we go here? So let's find out. So we get an internal server error. And if we look over here in the logs, it says that connection refused. So it was trying to connect to localhost 8000, but it wasn't able to because of on the server, like, or on this container that it's running on, it doesn't have access to localhost 8000. So what we're gonna try to see. So now we're gonna try to do the network, right? So Docker network create, and we'll call it currency network. All right, so we have a network created. So Docker network. Let's go here. So connect the container to a network, create a network. All right. So let's see if we try Docker connect or Docker network connect. So uses Docker network connect and then network name and then container name, right? So Docker PS, the container. So let's try to take this. So we do Docker network connect. Network name is currency network, and the container name is currency exchange. So that's connected to that network, right? Now, if we do the same, so before we do anything else, let's go see if anything else happens. So I'm gonna move these next to each other. All right, we're gonna refresh this. This is still the same, all right? 8000 currency, whatever. This one, let's see what this one does. This one still gives an error. Okay, fair. So now let's see if we connect. This to, we say Docker network connect currency network, and we call this one, where'd it go? Oh, currency conversion. All right. Now, I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but let's see what happens. And let me go here. All right, let's see what happens. All right. So it's still failing, but let's go over here and see why. So it's still, so what I think is happening is it's trying to use the localhost within its own container to try to get out of there. So we need to find a way to get it out of there, right? Let's see what we can do. Let's go over here. Let's see here. ENV currency exchange. So that's the name of the. So we need to pass currency exchange server host inside of here. Oh, let's try that. We're gonna try that. All right. So I'm going to. We're going to shut down the. We're going to shut down the currency conversion one, right? So let's do a stop. Docker ps. All right, and I'm gonna do Docker rm. Remember, rm is to remove a container. Currency conversion. All right. Now we're going to do. Docker. I'm just gonna go up so we can get the command that we did last time, and we're going to say, actually, let me see. Docker. How do I get it onto the network straight from there? Docker. Let me see. Docker run. Let's do a Docker run help. So the help is always very helpful. Of course, help was helpful. Duh. I just had a word salad moment. Only because I'm sick. Only because I'm sick. All right. Okay. So we want to connect it to the network. Let me see. Is there an N over here for network? No. Add host. DNS. Can I add it to the network? Oh, okay. I guess it's here. Network. All right, cool. Connect the container to a network. All right, so we're gonna do. Network. Currency. Network. Yukari, remember I was telling you yesterday how much you care? And the funny thing is, you know all of this stuff already, but the people that you care about, they're not here to learn about this stuff. where like they actually kind of need they need this way more than you do, but they're not here to learn it. Oh my God, you guys really go all out. Let me go to. So we need to add the environment as well. Let me see if I add it right here, maybe. env. Oops. That's have an extra env. I didn't know I had that copied. All right, let's take this off. All right, I'm not sure if the env goes before or after, but I guess we'll see. Okay. So things are happening. All right, now the moment of truth. The moment of truth. Let's see what happens when I refresh. Aww. So let's see what happened. Let's see what happened over here. It's still trying localhost. Why is it so it's trying localhost 8000. So currency exchange. All right, let's go. Let me see. It's gotta be. So this needs to change. I know this needs to change, right? But the question, or let's do. Let me see. Pass a How do I pass environment variables to Docker run? It's just right here. So we did it correctly then. That was actually correct. Let's try this. What is that command? Exec. Docker exec to connect to it. Like that. And then, let me see. Let's see something. Let's see. Let's see what's happening here. So let's stop this. Let's look at our command. We have the env currency exchange service host, port 8100, network currency network, name. We have the name. We have everything there. Let's see. So let's look at the code in here. Currency exchange. Let's see. Okay. Currency exchange. Docker file. Of course, says, would setting it new value change anything? I don't know, because it's like it's supposed to. It's like when I'm looking at it over here, it's still trying this localhost 8000 when it should be using the other one. So I'm pretty sure if I use the other one, it would work. Go back over here. Try Docker debug. Never heard of that one before. Oh, it's down. Okay, because I stopped it. All right. Let me bring it back up. Never heard of Docker debug before. So, Docker start currency conversion. All right. So, get it to fail. Docker logs, currency, conversion.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
So we have the same error. And if so now, I just real quick, I want to go here. Oh, I see something. All right, we'll take a look at. I just saw something different. We'll take a look at that once we come back from break. All right, so we'll do break, and then we will take a look at what I was seeing, and it might be one folder in. All right, cool. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, it does look like something is hard coded. I don't know. I'll show you what I see once we get back from break. But let's see what we got going. Anything in the chat? It would be redundant if you do it that way. Cloudy mind. Yep, that's the cause of my word salad. That's the cause of my word salad. And your car says, "Yep." Where your car? Where they at? Where they at? Where are they? You know, I'm just saying. Let's see. Because it seems like you're putting in the right thing, but it's spitting out the wrong thing. Yeah, I think what I'm seeing here might make a difference. But we'll see. Anyways, let's go and let's have this talk real quick, right? So I wanted to, you see, when I'm nice, all right? Always when I'm nice. So let me put 5 minutes up on the clock real quick. So I just want to talk about like these two conversations that I had yesterday. Well, one of them I would say is a conversation. The other one was, I guess I wouldn't even say it was a conversation, right? So online, on LinkedIn especially, different recruiters and stuff like that are always reaching out for me for some, job here or there and stuff like that. And I'll take a look at the job description, and if it I'll take a look at the job description, and if it's something that somebody that I know or one of the networks that I'm in might be able to fill, I'll share it and say, hey, is there anybody who fits the criteria, and I'll forward your resume and stuff like that. So a recruiter reached out to me on LinkedIn and said, oh, this job right here, and you need like PHP, you need Node. It was a whole bunch of stuff, right? So and it's in South Florida, and it's hybrid and things of that nature. So one of the networks that I'm in, one of the Discords that I'm in, who a lot of people are in South Florida, I posted in there, and I'm like, if somebody reached out to me for this position, this is the requirements. If anybody has this type of experience, let me know, and I'll put you in contact with the person. So two people respond to me, right? And I want to share the difference in the reaching out. So one person reaches out to me. Shout out to who they call Renaissance Man. And he's like, "Oh, I saw the job that you posted. I'm learning, software development and stuff like that. But I don't think I'm qualified yet for it. I'm still like on a beginner / intermediate level and things of that nature. But just I wanted to just know more about your background, like my background, and like how I got into software development and all that type of stuff. And so we actually had a conversation, and then it was like, and I told him like all the stuff that my background, my history, and things of that nature, and asked about him and working on a doctorate and those things of that nature. And so then because the person actually like reached out and wanted to have a conversation before, instead of just saying, "Hey, I want that job. Here's my resume. Send it over." I'm like, "All right, tell me about you." And I actually had a short conversation with them about the actual not the actual job, but about a lot of times when these places post when these recruiters are posting jobs, the companies are gonna have like a long list of requirements, but it's not really, but it's like their Christmas list, their wish list, and especially in South Florida, it's gonna be so hard to find someone with that much with what they're looking for, like from PHP to JSON and JavaScript, from like a whole bunch of different stuff, right? So I told him like, don't let these jobs intimidate you. The worst they can say is like they don't call you, or they don't call you, or they don't hire you, like whatever, like it doesn't matter, like just go for it. But because of like asking questions and having a conversation, I'm like, all right, I'll spend a little bit extra time like giving you some more details and stuff of that nature. Now, another person reached out to me for like say, and this was it, like, "Oh, I saw the job you posted. Here's my resume. Can you refer me?" And I'm like, "Are you in South Florida? Are you do you meet the criteria for the resume, or for the job? Like, does your resume meet the criteria for the job posting and stuff like that?" But and guess what? And all those questions that I asked like 2 days ago, no response. Like they haven't responded to me. I'm like, I like, if you want a recommendation, at least respond when somebody asks you a question. And then it's like when I'm so I looked at the resume, and it's like they're not even. I don't even think they're in the United States. I'm like, did you not see what I posted? Like, this is a hybrid position. Like,
Get a move on, back to work, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
I'm like, this is a hybrid position. It's in South Florida. It says 2 or 3 days in the office, and you just like, and then you don't any interaction or anything like that. So that's why for me, I'm always like, if I get some information, I'll share it, but I'm not gonna bend over backwards and stuff like that for people, unless I have a conversation with them, or unless they're a tech barbarian and we work one-on-one together. Shout out to the tech barbarians. But like when somebody sends me, especially if it's a local job down here, I'm gonna share it out with the people who in the areas that I know. But I'm not gonna bend over backwards for people, especially people that I don't know. But if somebody comes to me and like, oh, they want to have a conversation and stuff like that, and like Renaissance Man, so I can know a little bit about you. Like, it's not like we're going to be best friends, but I know a little bit about you, what you're working on. I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? And I'll give you the advice. Like, regardless if you feel that you're qualified or not, feel free to apply for it, or to put you in contact with this person, and you guys go from there. But but some random person saying, like, just because I shared, oh, I want the job, here's my resume. I'm like, what? Like, I don't know you, son.
Bruh.
You know. So that's just like, I don't know. We had this conversation before. People, like, when you are asking for a favor or for help, you need to come correct, right? You know, just because I say, hey, I got this job opportunity, you better, you know, like, somebody reach out to me, I can put you in contact, but don't send me a message and then never respond. You know what I mean? Like, because then, like, next time you do respond, I'm like, I don't know who you are. I don't have nothing to do with you. So that's just me. That's just me. I don't invest too much thought or stock into people that I don't know. You know, like, if we're rocking together, if we're working one-on-one together, then I will go to the moon and back, or maybe past the moon. Like, you know, maybe I'll go on that little what you call it, the little SpaceX rocket, the one that Roxy said it looked like. What did you say it looked like again, Roxy? I forgot. You said it was something sticking his head out. What was the example you used, Roxy? That was a very good one the other day. That was hilarious. But yeah, I just wanted to share that story with you. Yeah, you know, like I always say, people, be careful how much time you invest into people you don't really know, or who don't really know you either, right? So that's my advice. That is my advice to you. All right. Your car says, salute to Renaissance Man.
I appreciate you.
And he says, preparation. Let me put that up. It says, preparation meets opportunity. Of course. Message. And Rock said, it's a meerkat. Yes, a meerkat. That was so funny. You know what? I gotta pull up a meerkat real quick. Because we got... Oh, I gotta share this. So this was Rocket. Let me put that comment up too. That was a good one. So this is what Roxy said. The SpaceX. Let me see if I can find the SpaceX. What was the name of the thing? SpaceX. What was the name of it? SpaceX Spacewalk? Let me see if there's images of it. So this was it right here. Let me see if I can. So this was it right here, and Roxy says, "It meerkat." And hold on. That is not right. That is not right, Roxy. Where is it? Hold on, I had it. Open, make a new tab. There we go. That's not the one I want. All right, hold on. Open link and new. Open image new tab. Like, so compare this to this. That is good. That is good. Yes, that was a good one. That looks exactly like it. Anyway, let me stop messing with you guys. That's a good one. Hilarious. That's hilarious. Now I want a meerkat. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's do our last 20 minutes for today, and then we'll wrap it up. All right. So
It's time to do.
So what we were trying to do is connect the two together. So what I was looking at was, we're trying to connect the two containers together on the same network. What I was looking at is They're saying running the container network currency network. That's what I have, and then it says URI exchange. Oh, maybe they gave us a typo. Ah, you see the difference here. This says currency exchange service host, while this one says currency exchange URI. So let me try this one instead, man. Might be a typo in the documentation. I don't know, or maybe it's different from. Let's see. Let's go over here. Docker stop currency conversion. Docker RM currency. And let's go up again a little bit. And let's change this. So this will probably work. This will probably work. So maybe the other one is for like with the Docker? I don't know. All right. So let's run this one. All right, it started. What the heck was that? Native memory tracking. What the heck? Index at 4. That was weird. Let's see what this error is. Malformed 8,000. What? Did I type something wrong? Let me see. I didn't type anything wrong. Maybe the 8,000 shouldn't be a part of it? All right, let's do Docker RM currency. Let's take out the 8,000. All right, so let's go over to over here and let's refresh. Still no. Okay. Just look at our error. It's still trying to use localhost 8000 for some reason. So let's go back. Step 1, currency conversion service calls, currency exchange service with the value. Okay. Currency convert. Okay. The currency exchange service. Look at their Docker Compose. So currency exchange service host is this. Okay. This is 8000. Restart always. Currency Compose network. I mean, I could do it with Docker Compose and that'll work, but I feel like I should be. I want to be able to do it manually though. Where is this being called in? So this is being called inside of deployment YAML. Let me see this. so this is inside of config map currency service host. Okay, we go back. Just take a look at this. What file is this? This is currency service host. Is it possible that the image that I'm using isn't right? It could be the image that we're using just isn't right. Let's see. So, we go in here. Ping, let's see, ping not found. All right. Let's see. Nothing is found on here. Sheesh. Oh my God. There is nothing in here. Oh my goodness. All right. Nothing in here. See here. Might just be we're using the wrong. Because when we, so we have 0, 0, 0. The currency exchange works, but the currency conversion is still trying to let's see. So let's do it like this then. Let's do cd dot dot ls cd dot dot ls cd microservices. So we have this right here. So let's build cd01, and I'm gonna say docker build and dot dash t tcr I say point, let's see, TCR. Okay, let's go with so right now I'm just gonna use the container that is in there. Close these out, Docker file. So we're building the currency exchange. Let's take a look at this one. So right now it's installing the app on an image. And it's like the Spring Boot is way heavier than doing it in Python or in Node. Like it's been building like over a minute now. And we still have to build the other one too. Sheesh. All right, there we go. That one is done. Now we're gonna do the same thing for uh, 02. We do Docker build dash dot dash T, and what did I name it? Currency conversion, TCR dash 0.0.1. All right, so now let me go to here. While it's doing that, let me stop this too. Stopping the currency conversion. Docker, let's see what networks we have. So we have the currency network. So while the other one is starting, I'm going to say Docker. Let me see, Docker images. The one that we just created is this one. So Docker run name network, and it's going to be currency network. Port 80,000, and it's going to be currency exchange, colon, oops, not that. Currency exchange, that right there. Can't believe I'm actually remembering now these Docker run commands without having to look up the documentation, which this is why it's always so important to like do this stuff over and over and over again. I need a way to find it. Oh, made a typo. I made a typo. All right, we got that one running. So, if we go back to over here, so this is running on the new one that I just created from our image. Now we're gonna go here and we're gonna do the same thing. Docker run name currency conversion, or we do TCR. And we're gonna say network currency network, port 8100. Now we need the environment. All right, and then we want to say Docker images, and we'll say currency conversion. So I think that's everything. Let's see what happens. So that started up. All right, let's go back to all right, let's try that again. Nope, it didn't work, but we got a different error. So there was an unexpected error type 500 currency exchange. So we got it actually tried here. So let's look at the error then. We got a little bit further. We got a little bit closer. We didn't get the same error as before. Unknown host currency exchange. So that's saying that, oh, you know what it might be? Wait, no, that can't be it. Hold on. I think we're gonna have to figure this out next week. But let's see. So the host says currency exchange. I think I might know why. Let me take a look at their Docker Compose file.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Networks, currency compose network, currency compose network. Depends on currency exchange server host. I know. Give me a second. Let's take just a few more seconds. All right, let me see. Let's clear RPS. TCR currency exchange. All right, so could it be this is the host? Maybe this is the host. So let's see if we go to stop that. Docker RM currency. All right, now we do this over again, but this time we name it TCR currency exchange. Let's see what happens. All right, it started up. Let's go over to here. Let's go over to here and rats. Let's see. Thought that was gonna do it. TCR. Oh, wait. I might have a typo. Give me one more second. Let's see. We're on. I use a baseball example for Mitch. We have 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We are at the bottom of the 9th inning. We're at the bottom of the 9th inning. Bottom is the end. Yeah, bottom of the 9th inning. And we are down. The bases are loaded, and we are down by 4. We're down by 4 runs. Can we hit a grand slam out of the park? Can we hit a grand slam out of the park? So let's go here. Let's change that to this. So we have currency TCR because that's the name of the. So that's the name of the. I had put underscore, but this is the name. Okay, so I confused it. What the heck? Oh no, never mind. It's just messed up altogether. I'm not even gonna try it because it's not gonna work. I named it. I got confused in the names. Currency conversion. Welp? I think that's it. I think we're gonna call it a day. That's not gonna work. That should have worked. We'll have to troubleshoot this next time then. We're so close. But that's it. I give up. I'll figure it out next time. We shall figure it out next time. It was gonna be fun. It was gonna be a full count, but then I'm like, nope. Time out on the field. Time out. All right. So that's about it for today. I did have one more thing that I wanted to share before we wrap it up. Let me see if there's anything. Oh, before we go any further, we got my guy. Your car says Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. We got my guy in the building. Mitch says, take off the blazer, loosen up the tie. Superman is alive. Welcome, Mitch. Let me see. Says, hey Mitch, if you were on the same football team and you picked up a fumble and ran for the end zone, would you push me into a block to make sure you scored if it risked me getting injured? Mitch says no, he would not do it. Let's see. Mitch said it's a full count. That's what they call it. Okay. Thank you so much, Roxy. I'm working on it. I am working on it. All right. But before I leave you guys today, right? So your car sent me this video, and for some reason, let me get it. Let me get it here. Right. Let's go here. All right. So Mitch, this is what your car is referring to, right? And I don't know why, but for some reason, as I'm watching this video, you popped into my mind, right? You popped into my mind. I don't know why. Right? Final thoughts. This reminded me of Mitch. I'm not sure why, but let's watch it together.
Is it going to be a scoop and score? Let's see. Dominic down the sideline. Needs a block. Gets it. Touchdown.
I don't know why that reminded me of Mitch, right? But we're gonna watch it one more time.
Is it going to be a scoop and score? Let's see. Dominic down the sideline. Needs a block. Gets it. Touchdown.
I'm not sure why that reminded me of Mitch. It just made me think of Mitch. I don't know why. But I feel like I would It says it makes sense. Your car, I would do. I don't know. I was watching. I'm like, I feel like when people are coming to attack me, I just like stiff arm my own teammate Mitch. I don't know. I don't know why that. And that was the first person that came into mind when I saw the video. I'm like, I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up. You guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We did some good work today. We are very close. I know if we do this with Docker Compose, it's gonna work right away. But I want to be able to figure out how to do it manually first, how to connect the network manually. We have it passing in, so we just have to figure that part out. But it's all good. We're having fun. I love it. So, with that being said, I have a question for you guys. And by the way, if you haven't done this already, if you got in this far in the show and if you had a good time, if you enjoyed yourself, do me a big favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time that we go live and drop new content. And Mitch, do you see how fast we're growing, Mitch? Do you see how fast we are growing? We are doing the damn thing with the mic, with the mic and the crappy interface or not, we're still gonna win. We are still going to win. Get out of my face. Sorry about that. I get a little angry sometimes. But we're still going to win. The question that I have for you, though, is...
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had a great time with the mic or not. We still had it because we're still going to win. We are still going to win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Yes, we're always addicted to winning. All right, but you guys know yesterday's price is not today's price. Today's price is certainly not tomorrow's price because
one more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up. But with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday afternoon and an even better week. Monday is tomorrow, the best day of the week. Let's go out there and get it.
Let's get it.
On that note, this is Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It doesn't matter what you think!